Good morning, children. Let us begin with the lesson 3, atmosphere. Now, what is atmosphere? Now, it is the thin blanket of air that surrounds the earth and it is called as the atmosphere. Now, the atmosphere is a gaseous layer held on the earth's surface by its gravitational attraction. Now, the atmosphere, which has many gases, is held together because of the gravitational force which the earth has. Now, the atmosphere is very important to us. Why? Because it helps plants, animals, and human beings to survive. They get the air, then it keeps the earth warm. Carbon dioxide traps the heat, and carbon dioxide keeps the earth warm. Then it protects the earth from the ultraviolet rays. These ultraviolet rays coming from the sun are very harmful to us. So it is the atmosphere which protects us from these rays reaching to the earth. Then it acts as a medium for transmitting sound waves. Now this we will see as we proceed how it helps. Now what does the atmosphere consists of? That is composition of atmosphere. Now the atmosphere is a mixture of different gases, dust particles and water vapor. Now when we see the what all is there, nitrogen makes up 78% of the gases and oxygen makes up 21%. The remaining 1% includes other gases like carbon dioxide, argon and all. You can see in the picture. Nitrogen is the abundant gas in the atmosphere, then is oxygen, then a very small portion. Now, we do not use nitrogen directly. Now, how it is useful? Now, the nitrogen is used by the plants. A bacteria present in the soil takes this and makes it useful for the plants helps in the process of photosynthesis, and then these plants give out oxygen, and in this way nitrogen is used by us. Then water vapor is found in the lower layer of the atmosphere, especially in humid areas, near water bodies, marshy areas and vegetation. The water vapor in atmosphere is the source of clouds and precipitation. Precipitation is rain. Then atmosphere traps heat and energy and has influence on the weather conditions of a place. Now next we will see the layers of atmosphere. How is the atmosphere? Now it is above the earth. Now the atmosphere extends up to about 1600 km from the surface of the earth. It is above the earth. So the atmosphere consists of 5 layers. You can see in the picture. Troposphere, it is the lowest and most important layer of the atmosphere. It has an average height of 12 km. It is the layer in which life exists. So here life is there. All changes in weather conditions takes place in this layer. Cloud, rain, snowstorms, change of temperature and pressure takes place in this layer. So sometimes this layer is also known as weather breeder. Now here you can see the 5 layers. It is above the earth's surface. So first layer from the earth's surface is troposphere. The next is stratosphere. The next layer is stratosphere. It is the second layer and it extends from 12 to 50 km. In this layer, ozone is the most important gas. Now I had told you it absorbs the ultraviolet rays of the sun and protects all forms of the life on the earth. Now in stratosphere we find ozone, an important gas. It protects us from the ultraviolet rays coming from the sun. Now nowadays in this layer where the ozone gas is there, we find small pores. So ultraviolet rays are able to reach on the earth. Very small part of it is reaching. So many people are getting diseases, the skin diseases because of this. So small pores are there because so much pollution in the atmosphere. Then stratosphere is free from clouds and other weather phenomena and provides ideal flying conditions for jet aircraft. So here the planes can fly in this sphere where you can see the planes flying because no rain and other phenomena. There is weather phenomena is not there, so the planes can fly easily. The next layer is mesosphere. It is the third layer in the Earth's atmosphere. It extends from 50 km to 80 km. It is the coldest layer of the atmosphere. In this layer, the temperature decreases with the increase in altitude. As we go here, we higher, the temperature will start decreasing. That is why it is very cold. Thermosphere. Now, thermosphere is the next layer which extends from 80 to 500 kilometer, and it is also called as ionosphere, as the gaseous atoms are ionized due to very high temperature. Now, I know it is also called as ionosphere because the ions present, they are ionized. Electric current they get because of they are electrified, they get charged because of the high temperature. The ions found in this layer help in reflecting radio waves, thereby making the radio communication possible. Because of these ions, we can listen to the programs, the radio programs all over the India or everywhere. We can listen to the radio programs because they reflect it. The last layer, exosphere, it is the outermost layer of the Earth. There is no clearly defined boundary between this layer and outer space. Pressure in this layer is extremely low. Then we go to the elements of weather. Now, weather condition of a place is influenced by various elements. Now, we first started what is atmosphere, different gases are there. Then how the weather conditions changes. Now, the weather condition of a place is influenced by various elements such as temperature, pressure, wind, humidity, clouds and rainfall. These are some of the elements which affect the weather of a place. Now, what is a weather? Weather is the atmospheric condition of a place at a given time. Whereas climate is the average weather condition of an area over a long period of time. If you have heard in the news, they always tell weather report. They never say climate report. Weather report is the condition of a place at a given time. That is for one day. Climate is for the years together they see and then they judge. I say today the weather is sunny or very gloomy. Whereas I say the climate of Bangalore is very nice. You are getting the difference. So weather is one day's, climate is over a long period of time. Now we are going to study the elements which influence the weather: temperature, pressure, wind, humidity, clouds and rainfall. What is temperature? What is the atmospheric pressure? What is wind? What is humidity? What is clouds and what is rainfall? So today I first begin with temperature. So the temperature of the atmosphere. Now the sun is the main source of the energy to the earth. It supplies heat through insolation. Now what is insolation? Insolation is the incoming solar radiation, the rays of the sun, radiation from the sun to the earth, the heat it gives. Now the temperature of the air is measured by an instrument called as thermometer. It is measured in degree Fahrenheit or degree Celsius or centigrade, and the lines joining having the same temperature are called as isotherms. So we have studied about the various lines, latitudes, longitudes. So the joined lines having the same temperature are called as the isotherms. Now this solar insolation, now all the solar radiation does not reach the Earth's surface. About 14% is absorbed in the atmosphere. 35% is lost by scattering and reflection. 51% reaches the Earth's surface. The atmosphere is mostly heated from below. So the temperature decreases with height. So as you go up, the temperature will start decreasing, and at the rate of 1 degree for every 165 meters. That is, if you go 165 meters high, 1 degree of temperature decreases, and this is called as the normal lapse rate. Normally this happens as you go higher, temperature will decrease. So sometimes it is the other way. Where it happens other way, it is temperature inversion. Sometimes there is inversion of temperature. What happens means the upper layers are warmer and the lower layers are cooler. Now this takes place in mountain valleys during long winter nights with clear sky, dry air, no wind, and snow covered surface where the temperature doesn't decrease. So, this happens in the places where in the mountain places where what happens there, the temperature will not decrease, it will increase in inversion of temperature. Understood? In normal lapse rate, the temperature will decrease with height, but in inversion of temperature, the temperature will also increase with the height. Next we go, very important, the temperature zones. Now, the distribution of temperature is not uniform. That is, the Earth's rays do not fall equally on everywhere. So, the distribution of temperature is not uniform on the Earth's surface based on insolation. Insolation means the rays coming from the sun. The globe is divided into 3 different temperature zones. They are now torrid zone, temperate zone, frigid zone. You can see the picture. The torrid zone is equator and up you see 23.5 degree. North is Tropic of Cancer, 23.5 degrees. South is the Tropic of Capricorn. You can see a color there. So this is the zone of high temperature, and down there is down it is not Tropic of Cancer. You just make a correction. It is Tropic of Capricorn. I am sorry. So there it is Tropic of Capricorn down. This is the zone of high temperature. This region is found between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. Down 23.5 degrees south is Tropic of Capricorn. Make that correction. This region receives direct rays from the sun. So here the temperature is very much, it is very hot in this region. The places coming here, the places which are in this region. Then temperate zone. Temperate zone is, you can see, 23.5 degree north to 66.5 degree north, and down 23.5 degree south to 66.5 degree south. That side it is Antarctic circle, Arctic circle, north is Arctic circle, down is Antarctic circle. 66.5 degree, we have drawn the latitudes. So temperate zone, this is the region where the temperature is neither very low, very high nor very low. This region lies between 23.5 degree north and 66.5 degree north, that is Tropic of Cancer to Arctic circle, and between 23.5 degree south and 66.5 degree south, that is Tropic of Capricorn to Antarctic circle. The last one is frigid zone. It is the coldest region. This region is found between 66.5 degree north and North Pole, 90 degree north, that is Arctic circle to North Pole, 66.5 degree north and 90 degree north, Antarctic circle to South Pole. Temperature is very low due to the slanting rays of the sun. The diagram is there. You can color any color you can give. And remember, that is not down Tropic of Cancer. It is Tropic of Capricorn. Just make a change there. Then I have finished a part of it. Next again I will start with the other elements of the weather. I have finished with temperature. I will come for the atmospheric pressure, wind, humidity. So by that time you can start writing the assignment. We'll put today's date, answer the following questions. So what is atmosphere? Name the important layers of the atmosphere. Then you have, how are nitrogen and carbon dioxide helpful to us? I have explained it. So nitrogen, it is the most abundant gas. Plants need nitrogen for their survival. They cannot take nitrogen directly. So the bacteria present in the soil, which is called as rhizobium, which you have studied in science, changes its form of nitrogen and then the plants can use them. Carbon dioxide, green plants use it and release energy, and it keeps the earth warm. That is, traps the heat. Then give reasons. Atmosphere is important. Why? Because different gases in atmosphere help plants, animals and human beings to live. It traps the heat and keeps the earth warm. Ozone is important to us because it absorbs the ultraviolet rays of the sun and protect all forms of life. Then stratosphere is ideal for aircraft flying. It is only craft flying. You correct it. It is aircraft flying. This layer is free from all weather phenomena and has no clouds. Then radio waves are reflected in stratosphere. The ions, atoms or molecules with electric charge found in ionosphere help in reflecting radio waves and thus make radio communication possible. So remember, these ions get the electric charge because of the high temperature in that layer. Then you will draw the following neatly: composition of air, layers of atmosphere. You can see from the textbook I have given, and even temperature zones textbook is there. You can draw it neatly. And again, next class I will continue with this lesson. Thank you. Have a pleasant day.